Welcome to the Bull, the Bear, and the Ugly podcast, your no-nonsense guide to the markets. Subscribe, join the community, and get ready to dive into real talk and real market insights. Let's get started.
Welcome to the Bull, the Bear, and the Ugly. First of all, I want to apologize for the last couple of nights. We've had some technical difficulties, and now everything seems to be restored, so I'm back. And I missed all of you, and last night's podcast would have been great. I actually filmed it, but it didn't get uploaded because of technical difficulties, but hopefully this is all corrected. Anyway, so yesterday during my live stream, I said that I thought gold was getting ready for a monster move down. And I told people during the U.S. session to look at a ETF, a reverse ETF called the GLLs. Well, a lot of people bought it between 15.05 and 15.25, up 4% today. Gold was trading all the way down this morning, down to 39.59, and then rallied 40 points at the end of the day. We're not out of the woods. Silver was trading 49.93, and silver traded down 2.5 cents. That's a monster move in silver. Both silver and gold kabooshed. Okay, and we saw today. We saw Meta up 2.5%, up 15. Nvidia up 3. 1.67%. We saw the S&P futures, really the 60-minute time frames really held strong here today. The 30-minute time frames reversed to sell, but we were deeply oversold on the 30 and 60-minute time frames, and the 60-minute time frames really held the market up. S&P futures traded down to the 61.5 level and rallied at the end of the day up around 20. But again, a monster day here. Bitcoin absolutely kabooshed in the last 2 days, down about 4,000 points. We saw the Dow down 260 points, down 0.5%. The Russell down 0.5%. We saw the Nasdaq futures only down about less than 0.25%. S&P's down 0.3%. Even for October, remember, September was like a lamb. And October, really, to tell you the truth, well, I got to tell you, so far, what do? We're stuck in this 20-30 point rally here, the 20-30 point range, and it really was a non-event here. We saw MSTR, some great patterns in MSTR on the sell reversals. We saw Palantir, a very strong rally towards the end of the day. AMD absolutely kabooshed off the highs today. Got the big sells around the 240 level. Microsoft, really, to tell you the truth, and Apple down 4%. We had big sell reversals on Apple on the 60 and 30. We saw Nvidia still very strong on the 30 and 60-minute time frames. Netflix up 15. I told you Netflix a couple of days ago was going to turn up on the 60-minute time frames. Netflix opened up at 11.97, dropped to 11.92. Netflix right now, boom, 12.30, up 38 points. So again, everything I do is based upon technical analysis, and I want to just tell you right now that I think the market is poised here for maybe one more push up and then a drop, but I'll get into that in the second part. Overall, I have to tell you, it was a great day trading. Yes, there was some lulls until about 2:30, and I'll tell you what I expect for tomorrow, but let me show you some great patterns here and now. I want to start off with MSTR here. All right, I want to show you some MSTR. So MSTR is negative here already on the 30 and 60-minute time frames. So let me just show you the 30. The 30, this is the 60s already negative on indicator 4. Here's the 30-minute time frame right here. And then look at when the 15-minute time frame reversed to sell. It correlated. Every rally was a short. Here's a short here. Here's a short here. And then at the end of the day, another short. But I want to show you what's called a double red short here. So basically, when MSTR reversed to sell here, okay, on the 15-minute time frame right here. You look to short the first bounce right here on the 5-minute. It's right here at 327. Here's the drop of about 6. Here's the second pop to 325, and here's the next drop, boom, down another 5. And then at the end of the day, we had another bounce here off the 15-minute time frame, 322, and dropped. So basically, when the 15-minute time frame reversed to sell and it correlated with the 30 and the 60, the ADXs were rising on the 30 and 60 minute. You look to take the first bounce on the 15, or the first bounce on the 5 minute, then the second bounce on the 5, and then you can see these beautiful, beautiful, beautiful bear flags, 1, 2, and then the third one at the end of the day. But monster patterns here. Again, this 5-minute time frame, when the 5-minute reversed here, right here you can see after the opening and 9:45, the 15 reverses to sell right here, 10:30, sorry. And then what do you look to do? You take these bounces here. Here's the first bounce on the 5-minute, and this is a really great pattern in a sell disconnect. And then when the 15's reverse, this is the first bounce on the 5 after the 15 reverses, and there it is, a great, great, great short. Also, if you look here, let's look at gold. I'm going to show you, this was one of the best patterns of the day here in gold. Gold futures, you can see the caboose here. Now, gold was negative, but the real patterns were when the GLDs reversed to sell on the 15, 30, and 60-minute time frames, and every rally thereafter was a short. But I'm going to show you this pattern right here. Gold today, this is called a double red short. So at 11:30, the 5-minute time frame reverses to sell, and it correlated with the 15, 30, and 60-minute time frame on the continuous contract, and it also correlated with the underlying ETF, the GLDs, on the 15, 30, and 60 that were in sell mode. And what is the strategy? Well, now listen, I'm not going to tell you that I expected gold to drop 87 points off of this. But this was the first bounce on the 5-minute time frame on indicator 3. After, look at this, 37.9, right? We were shorting it here. All right, we were shorting it here, 45, 44.80, 40, 43.80, had more offers up. And when the 5 reverses to sell, this is called a double red short pattern. It works great when you have you're in a negative trend, or when you're in a sell disconnect, when 2 of the 3 time frames are in sell mode. And what do you look to do? You short the first bounce on the 5-minute time frame right here, and look at this pattern. 37, you blinked, it dropped 11, and then once gold started declining like this and its ADX rising, I said, look out below, this 4,000 is going to get penetrated. The minute 4,000 was penetrated, was it right around here? Look at this bar, boom, 83. We took a lot of scalp longs here because the distance from the price to the 10-bar moving average. I actually bought gold here below 59. And I mean, it was just a monster. It rallied 21 like nothing, and then another push down here. But then ultimately, this is another great short at 81. Bounces here, pulls in about 7, and then we had another great short at the end of the day above 94.80 up to 98.80. The high was 96.5, and you can see the drop here. But again, gold, if you look here on the bigger time frame, we were 230 points above the 10 bar. I think this gold on any rally should be shorted. I still think this daily is going to get oversold. And if you look at the weekly here, I still think this weekly has a lot of damage here. Now remember, the weekly, you're 411 points away. So if you just do the math on this alone, you're talking, 3,500. Okay, which is not bad. It's a 50% retracement, right? From 3,000. Actually, if you really think of it, from the 27.50 on the gold when it started this move, all the way up to 40.81. So if you go 40.81 minus 27.50 divided by 2, gold 600 points. Gold should drop. Let's see, 660, 40, 81 minus 665 should drop to 34.50, and that would be, I think, an ideal place for the weeklies to set up longs. But here's the problem. If you look at this number here, 411, that's the distance from the price to the 10 bar, and the 335 is the price right here, the last sale, to where the algorithm's going to reverse the sell. So what I think might happen is if we do get some type of a drop in the next month and a half too, and gold pushes down, the dailies and the weeklies will be in sell mode, and the monthly will still be intact. If you look at the monthly here, I think it needs to break the 3,200, 3,500. So I don't see gold really breaking 3,500. If it does, I don't think it's ever going to break 3,000. And I think the closer it gets to 3,000, I think you back up the truck, and that is the end of the game. I think we're going right back up, and this time it could be maybe 4,500 on gold. All right, this is just my analysis on gold, but great patterns in gold today. My traders, we traded gold feverishly, probably about 40 trades in gold, just trading it. It was just absolutely insane. All right, Nvidia today pushed up here after the opening. Made new highs. Look at this Nvidia, 195.30. I took some shorts up there because the price was just so overextended. And then you can see the pullback here on the 15-minute time frame. Again, with the negative MACDs, pretty much that the highs are in for the day. But really great patterns in Nvidia. When the 5-minute time frames got oversold, you could buy these oversold conditions against the 15-minute. And if you look at the tomorrow, I'm expecting one more push up on Nvidia off the 60-minute time frame. You can see the 60 never really got deeply oversold. This is a monster bull flag here. I'm expecting one more push up. So this will be the first pullback on the indicator 3 on the 60 after the algorithm reversed to buy. I'm thinking Nvidia one more monster push up from here. Okay. All right. Apple absolutely kabooshed here today. If you see Apple, you can see Apple reverses to sell on the 60-minute time frame. It correlated with the 30 and the 60-minute time frame, and you can see the pencil down. This was a really great pattern here in Apple. I tried to short it this morning above the 257.80. I missed it. Got up to 258. And then it got absolutely kabooshed. If you look at the 15-minute time frames, you can see the pencil down. Now, when you get this pencil down here, you can see the drop from 258. It pushes up to 260, 256.13. Drops again here, $1, and never looks back. ADX is rising. When the ADX is rising on the 15 like that, you look to short if the ADX is rising on the 15, 30, and 60, you look to short every bounce on the 5-minute time frame. Let's go to the index futures. Look at the spiders here. So the index futures were negative all day before, at the end of the day, reversing the buy on the 30 and the 15-minute time frame. So this here, right here, the spiders were still very bullish here on the 60-minute time frame, and this is what saved the day right here. The 60-minute time frame not reversing to sell on the spiders, on the Qs. Okay, right here you can see the Qs rallied sharply, almost 2 points, and the IWMs. So the 60-minute time frames, I kept on telling everyone, were deeply oversold combined with the 30-minute. I'm not so bearish yet. Look for a push up, and we were capturing longs below 61, 62, 63, and really didn't take any shorts till the end of the day. But overall, I don't think we're out of the woods yet. Tomorrow is option expiration, and I'll get into that in the second half here now. So we got gold got absolutely kabooshed here today. We saw HIMS, some great pattern in the HIMS. We saw Bitcoin absolutely kabooshed here. Again, when you trade Bitcoin, you really need to be looking at the underlying ETF, the IBITs. And you can see here the IBITs reversing to sell on the 60. It correlates with the 30. And if you go here and you can see the 15-minute time frames, really great short pattern. Here's 1, here's 2, beautiful bear flag, and here's 3. So again, normally we'll get 2 to 4 great trades every single day using the 15-minute time frame. And again, let's look at AMD here today. AMD really up. Sorry, I gotta hit this here. AMD. You can see AMD really pushed up here today above the, look at this, 240 level, and gets absolutely kabooshed almost $11. And the key with AMD today, if you look here on the gap up, you can see that these MACDs on the 60 and the 30-minute time frames right here, you can see the push up here and the way overbought condition, but AMD's had some run here. So AMD, you blinked, it was above 240, not for long. It immediately dropped like $2.5, $3, and got absolutely kabooshed. Okay, and then once the 30 and the 15-minute time frame reversed to sell, well, I knew that once the 15-minute reversed to sell, I knew that there was an 85% chance that the lows, that the highs were in for the day. And again, look at the 60-minute time frame, pretty much saving this. But if you look at the daily here, this stock is deeply, I mean, you're 50 points above the 10-bar moving average. I tell you right now, it's a little rich for me, but I would not look to be buying AMD here. I would wait for some type of a nice pullback on the daily before I would accumulate a long position. All right. So basically, we saw Coinbase. I saw today. This is another good one. We shorted Coinbase on the highs right here above the 92 level. We were shorting 91.5 up to 93.5, 94. The high here 92. You can see that the MACDs did not confirm here on the 60-minute, and of sure did not confirm on the 30-minute. You can see this is it right here. Yep, 92. The 30 is actually confirmed. Let's see the 15. It was the 15s here. So really, the 60-minute time frame. If you draw your horizontal line right here, this is why I was shorting it off the 60. You can see the making the new high. The MACDs could not confirm the high, and it was nothing but trouble. All right, with that being said, when I get back, I will tell you, oh, by the way, I was saying to people yesterday that if we gapped up today, and we did, look to short them and then look for the pullback on the 30 and 60-minute time frame, and that's exactly what transpired. All right, when I get back, I will tell you what I expect for tomorrow. Okay, so tomorrow we have a Fed speaker opening remarks at 9:45. President Austin Goolsbee. So that's going to be pretty significant. So you see what he normally says. He's pretty much hawkish. And then we have consumer sentiment at 10. And overall, I have to say that for tomorrow, since the 30 and 60-minute time frames are in since the 15 and 30-minute time frame on the underlying ETFs are still in sell mode, I tend to think that what I expect for tomorrow is once these 60-minute time frames, if we do get a push-up, get to an overbought condition, the MACDs on the underlying ETFs are negative, blue over yellow. If we do get a push-up into those negative MACDs, I say let them have them. I think the market's going to be in a very tight range tomorrow. However, tomorrow is option expiration. So I want to be perfectly clear with that, and I want to tell you that anything can happen, but it could be billions and billions of dollars in options spreads being traded hands on the close, and you can see a lot of volatility at the end of the day. So I think we're going to have an opening that's going to be pretty strong with volatility, and I think it's going to die out till about 2:33 when you're going to start seeing the quadruple expiration really kick in. So I'm expecting a push up tomorrow to see if these 30 and 60-minute time frames can get overbought into these negative MACDs. I think there's a lot of sell divergences on the bigger time frames. I say let them have them, and I think ultimately, eventually, again, I'm thinking that September and October has been pretty lame so far. I'm thinking that a sell-off is coming in the near term. I called the drop in gold, and okay, yes, it was 100 points. I still think it's going lower overall. However, it's a healthy pullback. I think it's a great pullback if we get this pullback to accumulate longs for another monster push up to 42, 4,500. And silver, I wouldn't be surprised if silver gets to the 39.5, 40 level, and then before we get another monster push up from there as well. All right, when I get back, I want to tell you about prop firms, and I think you need to hear this. So every night, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Monday through Thursday, I am hosting and sponsored by My Funded Futures to host the Asian session. That's right. From 8 to 10 o'clock, we are in the markets. I'm teaching, I'm trading, I'm showing people the patterns, the setups, and it's fun. We normally get between 600 and 1,000 viewers. I would love to have all of you there. And please, 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 if you're on my podcast, please subscribe. And it's really important for me to grow my YouTube and the content that I'm producing. So here, basically, I give my every ounce of my energy to teaching you, to be able to teach you the markets. So many people do well trading the Asian markets. Those of you who are working full time, those of you who might live on the West Coast, or those of you who live in other parts of Asia or around the world, that is just waking up to be part of something great. So again, I love doing it, and our community is growing. For the first about 4 weeks, we've had roughly an average about 700 views, and I'd like to grow this to a few thousand. But it's a great time. Like I said, it's good, it's fun, everybody. It's just really a great time, and I love doing it. And I can't wait for tonight. And so again, please join me every night. You can go to my YouTube here, or you can go to My Funded Futures YouTube. It's free, absolutely free, and I'd love to see you there and learn from me. And hopefully, we trade the gold, we trade silver, and if the index futures, the Nasdaq and S&P get going, we trade that as well. All right, thank you for joining me tonight on the Bull, the Bear, and the Ugly. Please, please, please hit the subscribe button. Leave a comment. If you'd like to follow me each and every day, my website is sktrading.live. Please subscribe to my website so I can teach you. You get the live stream, you get my member Discord, and you get access to my chart overlay for about $4.50 a day. Unbelievable. Okay, it's about the cost of a cup of coffee. If you'd like to follow me on social media, please follow me on official Stephen Kalayjian on X, Instagram, and TikTok. Also, if you'd like to reach out to me, my cell phone number is 914-500-7484. With that being said, I want to say thank you. Have a wonderful night. I hope to see you tonight or tomorrow. Also, please watch my podcast here. It's great content. Go back and look at the ones I produced in the past. And it's really great to understand what we do here, the methodology, and how I'm able to identify patterns and trends and buy and sell divergences and actual trade ideas that give us the ability to be consistent, be confident, and be profitable. Thank you very much. God bless you, and most of all, God bless the United States of America. Good night, everybody.
Thanks for tuning in to the Bull, the Bear, and the Ugly podcast, your no-nonsense guide to the markets. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to subscribe at sktrading.live. We'd love for you to rate, review, and join our community for more real talk and market insights. Until next time, keep trading and stay sharp.